We're looking for someone that can help this team out, right? And the draft is right around the corner. I get it. We don't make a lot of big splashes in the free agency. But when we look at this team, I absolutely understand. We have three major holes on this team, and one can argue that it's really two major holes. But let me break down the holes, of course. Wide receiver is one, and hear me out, that's subject to change, especially after this draft. The Cowboys can fool around and get a wide receiver and make you think and forget about all of the other things that you're thinking about as it relates to that wide receiver. Wide receiver has been one, right? In the wide receiver class, this is the biggest class as it relates to wide receiver play. One of the biggest class that we've seen in a long time. It goes deep as the third or fourth round. You can probably find a dynamic guy that can help your team out. And the other hole on this team is the offensive line. Guard spot. It's a vacancy. It's vacant right there at guard. And one can argue that the Cowboys can pretty much seal that off with the 24th pick if they go get a Kenyon Green, a Zion Johnson, or even down the line if they fool around and get an Ed Ingram or anybody that you can insert inside and play a pivotal role for you. Even if you go with Trevor Penning, maybe you can work him out and do some things and kick him inside, but that's a whole nother storyline there. And tackle, you can look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. You got Josh Ball. We drafted him last year, and I'm quite sure that Josh Ball can help this team out, and he can have that Terrence Steele type of effect if he can just get out there on the field. But on the defensive side, I know a lot of people talking about linebacker as well as defensive front. You can talk about the actual one-tech role there. I don't think that you can really settle in and say, okay, Carlos Watkins can be that end-all, be-all guy. One thing I can tell you guys, around this time last year, no one was banging on the table for Michael Parsons. No one was saying, hey, this Cowboy absolutely need a linebacker to solidify this defense. Keep in mind, this defense was ranked 28 to 29th, right around in that category. We went from that spot all the way down to the 12th ranked defense, number one in takeaways, and also the number one or number two in third down defense. I don't see this team falling off that much on defense with the absence of only DeMonte KZ, Keanu O'Neal, and excuse me, Randy Gregory. I think that Malik Hooker was better than DeMonte KZ. KZ recovery was just a whole lot faster, and they started KZ over Malik Hooker. They put bubble wraps all over him, right? So when we look at linebacker play, I really think that you can get a linebacker in the second or third round to make you forget about Keanu O'Neal's input, right? We read up J-Ron Curse, right? Hear me out. And the cornerback that you drafted in the second round, you didn't even use him last year. Matter of fact, you didn't use any of your DBs last year. You used every guy that you drafted before that time frame. You used Trayvon Diggs, of course, and you used Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis. Both of those guys had their best seasons ever. Jordan Lewis had 3 interceptions, 2 sacks. Anthony Brown had 3 interceptions. Best season ever. Minus the Raiders game in the opening game, right? The Raiders game was a bad game for him, as well as the opening Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. So if we can look at this and say, okay, can you go into this draft and draft another DB? Maybe you don't play him, you sit him out for a whole year, and now you play Kelvin Joseph. We making strides, right? But neither here nor there. I don't want you guys to look into this draft and say, hey, this team is doomed. This is gloom and doom era right here, coming your way, Cowboy Nation. No. Like I said, no one was banging on the table for Parsons to the Dallas Cowboys, especially over Patrick Surtain. J.C. Horn, So, Cowboys, the draft is right around the corner. We got 9 players, and the offseason is long. That's what we have to understand. On top of that, Cowboy Nation, hear me out. You can't look at players as an isolated situation, meaning that whatever skill set that player have, that's what's going to translate to the NFL. No. I heard some people say, hey, man, if the Cowboys go with the 24th pick for Jermaine Johnson, oh, this season is going to be trash. It's going to be horrible. Not necessarily. You got to understand it's how he'll fit into the system, the scheme, and you're not depending on him to do everything. Oh, excuse me, you have Dan Quinn that's there, and he's coming in, Jermaine Johnson, with the ability to be taught by Dan Quinn, to compete with Chauncey Golston, oh, excuse me, Dante Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong. Nothing will be given to him, right? I don't see the Cowboys using the 24th pick for Jermaine Johnson, by the way. Or even if the Cowboys get a Zion Johnson or a Kenyon Green or whoever they see that can help this team out on their front five, it's not going to be given to them. It's not. Connor McGovern still want to play. He still want to be the starter. So he's going to compete at that left guard spot. I really think that Josh Ball is going to step it up this offseason. Just like we saw out of Terrence Steele, same could happen to Josh Ball at that left tackle role. Right? I get it, Tyron Smith. We got to plan around his games that he will miss for the 2022 season. And that's a long tooth as it relates to football years. He's still young, but he's old, right? But we can't paint ourselves into the corner, Cowboy Nation. And please, 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 please understand that. We're only looking for 3 spots, and we got 9 draft picks. And then after the draft, you have that wave of free agency. This team will be okay. I absolutely understand the people that bang on the table that say, hey, Law, it's been 27 years. Yeah, Law, it's been 27 years. But the Cowboys, I'm not saying that we're doing everything the right way, but the sky is not falling. Think about this in departing. The Cowboys, like I said, was ranked 28th and 29th ranked on defense. Climbed all the way down to the 12th rank. Respectfully speaking with the offense, which is cool. Since Kellen Moore been inserted as the offensive coordinator, this offense been ranked top 3, top 4 respectfully. Even in the pandemic year, the offense was ranked 10th. And that's without the quarterback. I don't give a dog about this offense. I'm trying to make this defense better. So, heading into this draft and on the back part of the draft, just make the defense better. And the only players that we're missing, DeMonte KZ and Keanu Neal and Randy Gregory. Only 3 guys. So the holes that you think that we may have may not be that bad after all. Go draft some defensive players that can make something happen. And I'm quite sure that we will find a dynamic defensive guy out of this draft to improve this defense from the 12th rank down a little bit further. Hopefully we get to the top 3 in defense. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. DC for life. Salute.